Welcome to the exciting and new podcast. This is a mini. I'm Jason.
I'm Andy.
I'm Dana.
Who's that over there? Nobody? Okay.
No, I muted their mic.
All right. I guess I'll kick it off. First, I watched Arnold and Sly, Rivals, Friends, and Icons. It's a little
I saw that.
documentary on Hulu. It's like 40 minutes. Harvey Levin hosted it.
Oh, okay.
And he sits down with Sly and Arnold, and they talk
They're
about
together in the same room?
Yeah, it's the first time they ever
Awesome.
talked about things they've done and like how Arnold screwed him into taking the stop or my mom will shoot.
That's a great story.
And then there's more stories in there too, and he talks about Franco Columbo was his trainer for Rocky II.
Oh, really?
And that was Arnold's trainer.
I didn't
so
know
he
that.
was pushing him really hard and everything, and he said he went to lift weights, and he heard a giant pop.
Stallone did? This
Yeah, he heard a giant pop. And then he said Franco Columbo came running over there, and he's digging his fingers into his pecs and just pressing down and digging in. He ripped his pec off the bone.
Oh. Hey, this is while he was training for Rocky II?
Yeah, and he said that's why he had to fight right-handed in Rocky II.
No, they-
Because Rocky's a southpaw, but he had to switch to fight right-handed because they were starting to shoot the next day or week
Oh
or
my
something
God.
like that. Yeah, so it was like
I
insane.
couldn't just use a body double.
Oh, no.
Then last night I watched Late Night with the Devil. I'll read what it's about. October 31st, 1977, Johnny Carson rival Jack Delroy hosts a syndicated talk show called Night Owls that has long been a trusted companion to insomniacs around the country. A year after the tragic death of Jack's wife, ratings have plummeted. Desperate to turn his fortunes around, Jack plans a Halloween special like no other. Unaware he is about to unleash evil into the living rooms of America. It stars David Dastmalchian. I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce it, but you may recognize him from Kurt and Ant-Man, all three of the Ant-Mans. He's Pit Boss Warwick on Twin Peaks. I don't know if that brings
That must
anything
be
to you.
the new Twin Peaks. Probably not the 90s
Yeah, he's the
one.
nervous cop in Jay and Silent Bob reboot. He's Polka Dot Man in the 2021 Suicide Squad.
Yeah, he was great
He's
in that.
Peter DeVries in 2021's Dune. He's John Deacon in
right.
the Weird Al movie. And
He had the...
He was
yeah.
he's
Barron's
William Borden in
met-
Oppenheimer.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
so
he was also in The Dark Knight for like a blink and you miss it kind of thing.
also he's Coco in Blade Runner 2049.
Oh, I got to watch that again. That's a great movie
Yep.
that I've only seen one time.
But I recommend this movie a 1,000,000%. I love this movie.
Okay.
93 minutes. It's just
I'll try to work my courage
Yeah,
up to watch it
it's really
because
good.
a possession is
Yeah.
I don't know.
I know I can't watch it tonight. Maybe this weekend sometime.
Yeah.
No.
well. I won't see you until Sunday, so we
Yeah.
can talk
Oh,
about
yeah,
that.
we have some extra time.
I have Chiller Theater to get to before
that's right.
that.
Oh, yeah.
so
That's tomorrow?
that's starting tomorrow.
Are you
yes.
off tomorrow? Work?
I'm off tomorrow. Yeah.
And you're going like early, like noonish?
Well,
kind of?
check-in's 3, and the event doesn't start till 6. I have a ticket that lets me in at 5, so I'll get my room and then I'll come down and start doing some shopping.
And who's
get in
on?
line.
Who's on
Well,
the agenda
I want to
tomorrow?
get Charo Coochie. I'm going to get Lee Ving from Fear and Clue and all those other movies and stuff out there. I want to get Adrian Zemed from TJ Hooker. I'm getting the box set for TJ Hooker signed. I might get the girl that's in the car with Adrienne Barbeau in Cannonball Run.
Oh,
She's
okay.
the blonde. I
Yeah,
forget
yeah.
her name. She's going to be there, so that might be my third signature for my Cannonball Run
Well, that's
poster.
awesome if you're getting her on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
You got to hurry up on that because those guys are dropping like flies.
And then on Saturday only, Bill Shatner is going to be there.
Wow.
And
I'm gonna-
is that like you have to have a ticket for that in advance, right? No one's
Not
waiting.
for Bill, no. Just
I
got to
mean-
get in line. So I'm going to
Oh,
get
it's
in line.
just get in line.
I'm getting in line early. I'm at the hotel, check out, and I'm going to take my stuff to the car, and I'm going to get in line.
I'm curious.
And I brought a cane to hold me up because I know it's going to hurt.
Oh.
I have a cane, yeah.
Why not one of those chairs?
I was going to say, I saw the cane that turns into
I
a
always
chair
got
kind
that,
of
but I
thing.
thought that chair's too small and it would be awkward. So
yeah.
I just figured I would just get the cane. It was $8 on
Yeah, yeah.
Amazon.
Is it a cool cane?
It's like
Does it have a dragon on the
it's
end?
like 3 parts. It's like you
Oh, it's
them
a hurricane?
Yeah, not a hurricane. I didn't get that. It's
And then
it's a single cane.
it turns into a sword.
It is also a flask.
That is a great cane.
I'm curious how William Shatner's going to be because when we watched him on that thing where they went around the world with Henry Winkler and Terry Bradshaw and George Foreman, he got annoyed at Henry Winkler talking to the fans all the time.
Oh, well,
So
Shatner doesn't talk to the fans.
Yeah, so is he just going
that's
to
why
look at
people
you?
People talked about, like, if the line's going to be so long for that, and they're like, don't worry about it. The line moves so fast because he does not talk to you.
Okay.
So
It's
like
like-
he signs and he looks up. That's
You remember
it.
when we went to the Ozzy Osbourne book signing?
barely
Ozzy
looked up.
never lifted his
Yeah.
head up. Everybody's just like, "I love you, Ozzy," and then you would just move along.
Okay, so he's signed. You can't take a picture with him.
I don't know yet.
Okay.
I'll know when I
think
get there.
I think
but they
that
don't
stuff's
have.
like-
They're not having professional photos because they have pro photo ops that you can get
Oh, okay.
also.
That you
So
pay
they
for,
don't have that
yeah.
for
But they
him.
don't have that for him because he's only there for one day. But I was
Okay.
reading things on like the Chiller Theater blogs on Facebook and everything, and they were saying like him at other conventions. That's what he does. He just if they do the photo ops, that's a good thing to get done with him, and you could talk to him a little more then.
Sure, because you're actually
Yeah,
standing next to
yeah.
him for a second.
Okay.
Like I talked to
But the ones
McConaughey
there,
one
yeah,
day.
the ones there, it's just too quick, and he's not that kind of person that's going to have the conversation with you right now. He's just what's the sign? He's 93 or something
Yeah.
like that. So,
yeah. He recently hosted like a kind of like an unsolved mystery. I think it was called like Unexplained Events on Amazon or something. So he was the host of it, and of course at this age, and he was just so cute the way he was
Yeah.
doing it. But he did not look 93. He
It's
looked
amazing.
a lot
He's
better.
still, like, why is he working? He doesn't have to.
No,
I'm glad
no.
he is because I can't wait for him to sign my Twilight Zone figure. That's gonna be so
Yeah.
cool. once
I'm
he
just saying,
signs it.
like, he can't possibly need the money. He can't
No
possibly
way he
need the
needs the
money.
money. No.
So
it's nice to know. Maybe he likes to be up and about, moving
Maybe.
around, knowing that he has things to do.
but knowing that he hates the fans,
Look
it's
at-
so weird that he's doing like a fake
Look,
thing.
Yeah.
99-year-old Dick Van Dyke.
Yeah, yeah.
He was
Yeah.
he was just out in the park because he met up with somebody. I forget who it was. They're like, look who I ran into in the park.
I guess
Yeah.
Van Dyke,
when you
so-
are like Shatner can make his own schedule. He can decide whether
Of
he's going to
course.
do something or
Yeah.
not do something. I'm just thinking, like, my dad was so excited when he could finally retire. He's like, I don't have to go to work every day and blah, blah, blah. But my dad, like, kept busy for, like, the first 5 or 6 years of retirement just because he was like,
Because he got to do all
What
the
am I
things
gonna
that he
do?
wanted to
He's
do
like,
when
yeah,
he was
I'm not
at
gonna
work.
sit
Like,
at home.
Yeah.
If your dad was a
But-
golfer, he would have did a lot of golfing.
And he did
if he
do
wanted
that,
to do
but-
that, like
like
so.
Shatner picks his projects. He's like, sure, that's being filmed in Hawaii. I'll do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Adam Sandler always
Yeah,
does.
and if it has a lot to do, people were talking about like they would come through and say they would try and say something Star Trek to Shatner. He's heard everything about Star Trek. He's heard everything
Why would
about,
you do that?
He's heard everything about Twilight Zone. People said that what gets him if you talk about horses because he's a horse man.
guy, yeah.
Oh,
if
really?
He's gotten people have said something about horses and it stopped him in his tracks and he's talked to them.
Aw.
So I don't
wonder
know.
if he's
So
still
maybe you can
rides.
learn some horse
I
facts
know. I went up there
between
and I
now
was
and
like
then.
talking to him about like.
So what horses do you like? Do you like the
I just started
four-legged
talking about
version?
manure.
Like,
I was
how about
what about
that,
manure?
sea biscuit?
I was like, manure. It's a cool word. It's manure.
Pulling a Costanza on him. Awesome. Oh, yeah. I'm excited for you to meet Shatner. Man.
Yeah,
That's
me
fun.
too. I really am. Maybe you could sneak a picture of him when you're in line too.
I'll try to do.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to get a picture with me and him. I'll do like one of those. Like,
Yeah.
or something like that. Yeah. Or like when I'm after he signs out, like he's leaving. I'll
Yeah.
pretend like I dropped something, and I'll go to top, like go down to pick it up, and like behind, he'll be behind me.
Oh,
I'll
yeah,
snap
yeah.
a picture.
I mean, your Burt Reynolds picture is like that. Like, it's just
Yeah.
like him over there.
He's over there.
Yeah.
That's fine.
I was like, I couldn't get a picture with him because they weren't letting you do it at the table. So I was like,
Years ago, Jason and I and Michelle and the kids, and they were
that was, Wizard World,
We
right?
went to
Yeah.
Wizard World, and
It's called Fan Expo now.
Patrick
Okay.
Stewart was the main guest there.
And Bruce Campbell was there
And Bruce
too.
Campbell. But he was in a private room, I think. But they had
Bruce Campbell's line was like 7 times around the building or something.
Oh my
They had
God.
Adam West, Burt Ward,
And
Julie
Lorraine-
Newmar,
Julie Newmar,
maybe,
yeah.
maybe. They had all them together. So like old Batman TV show thing,
Which is
And
pretty
so-
cool to see him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so we walked up there, and they were just right there. And you had to get in line to get us. And we
Yeah.
could have easily done. There was no line because those guys have been doing these shows for 50
Yeah, there was maybe
years.
at the most maybe a couple people in each one.
But-
Yeah.
So I just took my phone out, which at the time I probably flipped open my
Yeah.
phone
Yeah.
to
It
take
was
a
that,
picture
it was
of.
that long ago.
A very
And
grainy
I went to go
photo.
take and this guy jumped in my way and started waving his hands around. I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, you can't take a picture.
They
And I'm
had
like,
people
I'm like, they're
standing.
standing right there. So I was obviously taller than the guy. I just stuck my hand over, and I wonder where that grainy picture of Adam was.
There's like 3 or 4 people standing in different areas
Yeah.
just doing that blocking.
And I remember
So-
the thing that stuck with me from that time also was Walter Koenig was there also from Star Trek.
yeah, he's gonna
Chekhov.
be
He was-
at Chiller.
He was
Oh.
Boner's father, Boner from
Growing
Growing
pains?
Growing Pains.
Yeah.
And remember, he
Oh, okay.
committed suicide.
Yeah, yeah.
Boner.
This was like a month after that. I remember like going there. I'm like, this dude's like here. His kid just like died a month
Yeah.
ago. Why is he here?
I don't know if they were. I think they might have been estranged, possibly, to
But
some
still.
extent, too.
Their
Yeah.
kid dies.
Yeah, I
like,
know. But he might have been happy that at least
Just
he
to
had
get out.
closure
Just to get out and
just
do
to know that
something and-
you don't have to worry about him anymore. You know, he's in a
Yeah.
safe place. I don't know. You know.
that was
Yeah.
a shame.
Well, speaking of Boner and
Nice.
Do you want me to get you
Speaking
anything?
of Boner.
I forgot this. Did you want me to get you anything signed or no?
I don't have like Star Trek stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, believe me, it would be cool to have a Star Trek thing. So I'm
No
thinking
books
to
or
myself, I
anything,
don't
yeah.
have anything Star Trek. As much of a nerd as I am, I don't have that.
I just want to see a picture of him.
I want to
So
see a
hopefully
picture
we
of
can get
you.
Yeah,
That-
that too.
that's
I'm
what I
gonna
want.
Yeah.
blow that up and make it the whole wall of
That'd be so
Jason
cool,
and Bill
yeah.
Shatner.
I like William Shatner. He's fun. So I saw that, well, you said Boner, which was Growing Pains, which is Kirk Cameron, which brought me to Candace Cameron.
I went on a deep dive the other day on Chelsea Noble,
Who's Chelsea Noble?
Kirk Cameron's wife.
Oh, well,
They have 6 kids. They're all adults now. though.
Because Jesus told them
They're
they're
Yeah.
all
all
adults
kids or
now.
whatever.
Because
So
Jesus,
I wanted
yeah.
to look it up. Every time I kept looking, it was like the kids were younger. So then I finally found a picture of the 6 kids as adults.
oh,
And it was creepy.
yeah.
I don't know. what
They
it was.
are. That
but
whole
4
family,
of them
they're.
are adopted.
Oh, I
They
didn't know
had 2
that.
kids
Well,
and 4 are
you know what?
adopted.
Oh, okay.
I respect them a lot for that. Then you know what? They're probably very anti-abortion. They're probably big
just has
pro-lifers.
very-
But
Yeah.
those pro-lifers never want to
Never-
adopt
no.
kids. But
They just had
They
very
don't.
weird
Kids.
religious,
Yeah.
he's-
very weird
he's-
religious views.
I watched one of his movies once, the first 10 minutes of it, and it was amazing.
I would
Then
love
couldn't
to have
watch
been in
anymore,
the room
though.
where that kid went from being Michael Seaver to like
Yeah.
when someone got him in a room and said, "Hey, Jesus is the way," and he was like, "Fuck
But his
you!" And then
sister
like 5
is
minutes
like
later,
that too, though.
Well, but they weren't like that when they were
No.
young. That happened. I think.
Yeah.
I
But
think he made her like that.
He was never part of that like Hollywood kid crowd. You
No.
know, you think of
No.
those 80s kids. He was never one
Because
of those
he
guys
was
that you saw like that.
So Christian.
I had a Kirk Cameron book when I was younger. That's all I remember. I loved him.
But you were going to say, speaking of boners,
Yeah. So Candace Cameron, I get that led me to Candace Cameron, but I guess she has a new movie coming out. With,
Okay.
I guess she has her own studio that's like.
I like to correct you and say Candace Cameron Bure.
Yeah.
She's not Paul
Sorry,
Bure.
you're right. You're absolutely right. Candace Cameron Bure, who is gorgeous, and
Is
I
he
love
gorgeous?
her.
Oh,
No, she
I was
is.
gonna say, I remember him not being a
She
good-looking
is
hockey player, but
so pretty, and I loved her. As a kid, I was probably around the same age as her when she was on Full House. So I kind of grew
she's
up.
DJ, right?
Yeah,
DJ
she was
Tanner.
DJ, and I thought she was awesome
Yeah.
back then. I still love her, except she's she's extremely conservative. So her and I guess she has a production company now. They make movies, so they have a movie coming out which is actually going to be showing in theaters. I don't
it's
know how
not
that
gonna be one of
happened.
those Christian
It is,
movies?
and it's one of those like protecting the nuclear family type of thing, and man and a woman. And that's who you have children, and you're a boy, and you're a girl, and blah blah blah. So actually,
genders.
Yeah, there's 2 genders. So I'm very anxious. Like obviously, I won't watch it in the theater, but I will watch it when I can get it for free. I'm
Yeah.
very curious to see. And it's hard because as much as I can't stand that, I just love her because she was DJ, and I love DJ. And we were in the same grade. We graduated at the same time.
What's your feelings about Jodie Sweetin?
Well, I didn't know much about her until since she was in then until the new season came out, and I heard she's definitely grown up a lot. And
She
she's
did
the
meth.
exact.
She was hooked on meth.
Yeah, and now she's the exact opposite. She is very liberal. She goes and does a lot of protesting, but she wears a mask, so no one really knows that it's her. Except one time when I think she got taken down by some cops, and then they found out it was her or something like that.
Well, when I was on that Chelsea Noble dive, I found that I didn't read the article, but Candace Cameron said she had to leave Hollywood because
'cause-
she was fearful of her life. She
Oh,
said,
yeah, of course, because
I'll
Satanic
never
Hollywood
forgive
is
him.
coming to get her.
What's his face? Kirk. I'll never forgive him for firing his girlfriend on Growing Pains. Growing Pains? Growing
Yeah.
Pains. Because she was a Playboy
model,
playmate.
Yeah.
Oh.
Julie McCullough.
Okay. And he
She's
found out
at
about that.
she's
and
at Chiller
fired
every
her.
now and then.
Yeah.
Yeah. The whole family, the 4 of us went to the movie theater, last night. We saw Inception.
How was it?
That movie is one of the best movies ever made. And I say that having seen many movies. It is amazing. And it's never slow. And you're never like, all right, I know what's going to happen. Just get to the next scene. Nope. It moves. And it's so much fun. And I think did we all see it together in the theater?
No.
we did.
I saw it
you, I
with
think.
2 other
Yeah.
friends in the
I mean,
theater.
back in the
I didn't know you guys then.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. It's been that long.
You
Jesus
knew
Christ.
Yeah, it was. Well, I knew Jason, but I didn't like him back then.
Yeah.
So
Well, it takes a lot with
yeah,
him. He's an acquired
yeah.
taste. But
I think
man,
I went when that came out in like 2009 or 10. What was it?
this might be 9 because maybe
Yeah.
it's the 15th anniversary of it.
Yeah, I think I was still at
it
Hibbert.
was an amazing. Oh my god, it's so good, and everybody's so good in it. And as it was ending, I'm like, oh shit! I'm like, this is like the last 2 minutes of this movie. I was like, damn! I'm like, it's almost over.
It went fast.
I did not want it to end, and then it ended. And we're all just kind of like, how great was that movie? We're all like looking at each other.
Yeah.
We came out to the lobby. Logan and I are standing there. We're starting to talk. Daniel's hanging. He's like. He like put the hand up. He's like, "Are you guys going to talk about the movie?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "I got to go to the bathroom." I'm like, "We can wait. We can wait." And this is a movie we've all seen many, many times, but seeing it on the big screen was really a great experience. And Logan and I had seen Interstellar last week, and they showed the exact same previews again.
I was just going to ask you if you got any good
all the
previews.
sequel previews, everything from Furiosa to
Oh,
Kingdom of the.
I didn't know that. So they're showing previews for sequels of his movies.
No, just sequels.
Everything's with sequels.
Everything's just Twisters and
Oh,
Bad
right, okay.
Boys 5 or
Get
whatever
out.
it is.
Is it Will Smith and what's his name?
I whispered to
Yeah.
Logan. I was like, man, Martin Lawrence. When Will Smith punched Chris Rock, Martin Lawrence must have been at home going, "Fuck yeah, he's gonna have to do another Bad Boys movie because no one else wants him now." And Martin Lawrence gets to work again because you look at Martin Lawrence and you're like, that dude has not kept himself in Hollywood shape. But whatever.
But he was pretty funny back in the day.
I
don't
have no
know
problem
why.
with Martin Lawrence at all. I liked his show when it was on Fox back in the day.
Yeah.
But
Me too.
Yeah, so
I like the show.
we
Yeah.
have Twisters and Bad Boys and the new Planet of the Apes.
And don't tell Mom the
Beetlejuice.
babysitter's dead. Did you know that?
I did not know
They
that.
I
already
did hear
remade
about
it.
that.
They did not show us that one.
And I think someone who was in the original is
I
in
believe
it.
it's now an African American film.
It is, but the person who plays Rose, you know, the right on top of that Rose, is someone from the original movie. Is it Christina Applegate?
I was going
Is
to say,
she
Christina,
in it?
she
I have to
can't.
look.
Yeah, she doesn't look
She's
like
like unable. I just heard a story about her. She woke up in a pool of shit.
Yeah, I read that too.
What?
She
was it her own?
She told the story. Yeah,
She was
You know
telling it
what?
on a podcast or
It's
something.
Nicole Richie. I take it back. Nicole Richie's in it, and I think she produced it and
Was
developed
Nicole Richie
it.
in the original one?
No.
I saw
No.
that movie in the theater. Don't
Yeah.
tell me, but I don't remember anything
I've
about it.
seen that
I've only
movie 100 times.
yeah, I've
It
only
is
seen it
so
one time.
good.
Did you
It
get
is
the
so
trailer for
quotable.
Maxine?
No. Is that a sequel to something?
It's coming out in
That's part.
June.
That's coming out in
Oh,
June.
oh,
It's,
your ex sequel.
yeah.
No, nothing.
Girl
no,
and
no.
Maxine.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what the other sequel, movie
But
was.
the Twister one, is that a sequel or just a remake?
It's called Twisters.
Oh, okay.
Is anybody in
there's-
it?
they-
Is Helen Hunt in it?
Not. In
I
the
don't think
preview.
anyone's in it.
I mean, Bill
Yeah.
Paxton's definitely not in
No.
it.
No.
And wasn't
Philip
Philip
Seymour Hoffman.
He's
Yeah. He's not in it
I
either.
heard that cow's not in it either.
that cow.
No, there's no cow.
The cow is just like still walking back to the farm.
I
Like,
saw that
throw
in
me
the
all the
theater,
way
too.
across the state.
I saw that in the theater, and I loved that movie.
Can, I,
so
can I
funny.
go on record now? I never saw it.
Well, Michelle and I
It's
saw
hilarious.
no
to
reason. I
watch.
just never saw it.
Yeah.
Michelle and I saw that movie in the theater early in our relationship, and I
Yeah.
remember walking out, and she was like,
Was that one of those movies where you were like,
No. We were already because I think we took her sister and her boyfriend too. Like we were together, but we
Yeah.
didn't have kids or anything like that. And I remember walking out of there, and
Andy
Michelle's
holding
like,
the popcorn like
she's like, "Did you like that movie?" I'm like, "No, I didn't." She's like, "Oh, I didn't like it either." I was like, "Thank God."
I did.
was
You're
like,
I liked it because everything was getting destroyed, and I love destruction
I know
movies.
you like.
You do
I
like that
like
at the
seeing
end.
everything get destroyed, not blown up. Like,
You like
oh,
the
the
end of
bad
the
guy put a
world.
bomb. I don't. That's lame. I like natural disasters destroying everything. Probably because it's a huge fear I have. So I like watching it in
Yeah.
movies. Unlike The Exorcist, which is another huge fear I
There
have.
was a scene in Inception where when Elliot Page, I guess I should call her. And I was going to say
so
Willem
stupid.
Dafoe. I don't know what I was going to say. Willem Dafoe. Leonardo are walking in the city, and they walk onto the city as it's going up.
Yeah.
And it's obviously a cut. You see them kind of weirdly move, and you're like, that doesn't work really well. But the scene with Joseph Gordon-Levitt in the hallway where everything is spinning, and they did that all practically, no special effects. I
Yeah.
don't even know how he did that.
They
'cause it
do
looked
that like
so good.
The camera spins, but
Or the room is spinning
and the
or
room
something.
spins too. There was something
Yeah.
weird about that.
It looks so good.
I haven't seen that since I saw it in the
Yeah, it's
theater.
such a
I would
great
like
movie.
to
So you
see it
haven't seen
again.
it since its inception? I'm out of here.
It's,
You should be outta here.
throw the pen. And honestly, that's all I did this week. Knicks were on. a couple times this week. So
Are they winning? Like, what's the deal with that?
They got lucky.
2-0
They got
against.
lucky.
They were down by. They were down by 5 with what? 3 seconds, and not even 3
Wow.
seconds. I think.
Yeah, it was a crazy.
It was a crazy end, ending, then to lose by 3.
Wow.
Yeah, no, they're playing tonight, and the NFL drafts tonight. So hopefully the Giants do something.
Oh.
Yeah, the Steelers are looking at offensive line or defensive line. It looks like
That means that they're good enough to like take those parts.
But our quarterback's gone.
I like
Kenny
when you guys
Pickett's
start
gone,
talking about
dude.
sports, you don't even look at me.
Sorry.
You are looking at each other
and-
like I don't exist.
Do you want me to look at you and say?
because I don't know what I don't have
Who
no
the
idea what you're
Steelers-
talking about.
You know what I'm going to say? I'm going to say catch us on Spreaker, download, rate, subscribe,
We'll talk about the
review,
Steelers quarterback
do
next
all
week.
those fun things. This has been the exciting new podcast on all our socials. Download, rate, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. Jazoo74 on Instagram, the Jazoo on Instagram, Jazoo74 on Twitter. This has been the exciting and new mini podcast. We have to fuck up once.
And that's why Dana writes it down. AEGonzo1 on Twitter, AEGonzo1970 on Instagram. I'm Andy.
Dana Caps on TikTok, Dana Caps 77 on Instagram. I'm Dana.
Write it down next time, Chad.
It always has to change.